Good morning and Habari Ghani, everyone. Welcome. I'm Sam Kirkland, a member of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix and one of your worship associates today. Welcome to our online worship service.
And I'm Joseph Benesh, your other worship associate today. In this time, while we are being physically distant, we believe it is an act of love to worship online. And that is important to be together in this way, and that it is important to be together in this way. Welcome to our worship. Welcome home.
For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. The UU Congregation of Phoenix strives to be a spiritual community for our time, focused on diverse theological perspectives, radical inclusion, and knowing that issues of justice and equity shape everything we do.
With the special awareness for those who have been historically marginalized, we welcome all of every race, class, ethnicity, immigration status, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious background, mental and physical ability and disability. We welcome your whole self, your family, into our worship as we build a community of caring, courage, and hope.
I invite you to grab a chalice or a candle from your home as we recite our covenant and light our chalice together. This week, Afia Malas and her children will light our chalice.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Love is the doctrine of the congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to share our strength in fellowship. Thus do we covenant. Happy Kwanzaa, y'all!
To acknowledge our ancestors means we are aware that we did not make ourselves, that the line stretches all the way back to God, or gods, or dare I say goddesses. We remember them because it is so easy to forget that we are not the first to suffer, rebel, fight, love, and die. The grace with which we embrace life in spite of the pain, sorrows, it is always a measure of what has come before. Those words from Pulitzer Prize winning author Alice Walker.
I'm so glad to welcome the Reverend Anthony Mtuaswa Johnson back to our pulpit this morning to lead our celebration of Kwanzaa. Reverend Anthony was our Director of Congregational Life from June 2018 to June 2019 and is quite beloved in our community. He has pre-recorded all of his service elements, so he is on the call with us, but he won't be participating live. But he's listening in, so if you can say hello to him in the chat, he'll probably see it. And let me introduce the rest of our worship team.
Our lead minister, Christine Dance, is away today. You've met Sam and I. Sam is joined by his wife, Michelle Morgan, and their daughter, Shannon Kirkland Morgan. We also have our music director, the amazing Benji Messer, and our director of children's ministries, the awesome Katie Resendez.
Awesome.
This morning, our Zoom operator is Justin Walgren, and our chat chaplain is Brad Chapman.
Our chat is open. You can chat with everyone or to just our panelists. Our service is automatically captioned, and if you're joining us on a phone or a tablet, you should already be seeing the captions. If you're on a computer and want to see them, you'll need to click the live transcript button at the bottom of your screen and then choose Show Subtitle. As always, we invite you to check into UUCP on social media with the hashtag UUAnywhere.
So I have a few announcements about the life of our community. These can all be found online through the Compass newsletter. So immediately following this, we have the coffee hour, and that password we'll share with you all. We have morning meditations. We have coming up on the 30th, the meetup with the 10 to 13-year-olds. We have a New Year's event happening on the 31st, and then a New Year's Day event on the 31st. So feel free to check out your Compass newsletter or go right to our website where you can find all of those announcements.
Right now, we'll be taking up our offering, and we'll have a slide that shows that. And so our collections are down because of the online nature of our worship services. However, anything that you can give and donate will be graciously and gratefully accepted. And so we're just collecting our offering virtually, just like our service. And we ask you to be generous in your giving to support the mission of our beloved community. You can text UUCP to 73256. You can donate through the website, or you can send a check. And for all that you give to our congregation, we are so grateful.
Oops. Good morning, everyone. Let's sing the old spiritual Come and Go With Me. Like the holiday of Kwanzaa, it invites us to a land of community and creativity and integrity. Feel free to sing with me. The lyrics will be in the chat. Here we go. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. And there'll be freedom. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. And there'll be justice. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Thanks all.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Katie Resendez, and I'm the Director of Children's Ministry here at UUC Phoenix. Sometimes we tell stories about one thing that sound like they're about another thing, or we watch something and it seems like it's talking about one group of people, and then we think about it and realize that it was actually about something else. And as we enter into January, it's coming up, we're thinking a lot about media literacy. Each year at UUCP, our children's ministry team works to think about how kids see messages and hear messages and figure out what those messages mean for them, be that in songs or TV or church sermons, all of those things. So today, I'm going to tell you a story that sounds like it's about one thing, but it's about something else, and maybe someone else, maybe you. The year Ara was 4, they discovered birthdays. Of course, birthdays existed before Ara discovered them, but like so many of us, when something is new and exciting, it feels like maybe it never existed before we heard of it ourselves. And see, Ara was like that, being 4 and all. Anything that they hadn't heard of quite yet must not have existed. Of course, it all began on Ara's own birthday. The day Ara turned 4, they came into the kitchen and the table was set with pancakes with sprinkles and whipped cream. It was so exciting. And Ara was a bit of a foodie kid. So the things that were most exciting about the day were the cookies and the special treats, and for a lunch, getting to eat tamales with cheese that sometimes when you bit it went squeak. And then for dinner, friends and neighbors and family came over and they sang, and there were decorations, and there was cake and candles and beautiful fairy lights and gifts. Ara was pretty amazed about this whole birthday thing, a day just for them. And to be honest, for the next few weeks, every time Ara had a chance to daydream or was drifting off to sleep, the thoughts were about birthdays. Oh, birthday, birthday, birthday. How amazing birthday is. One day, Ara came into the living room and saw their dad wrapping a gift. And the box was being wrapped in colorful, bright paper. It was birthday paper. Ara ran over. Daddy, Daddy, is that a birthday present? Dad said, yes, Ara, it is. I have another birthday? Oh, no, honey. This is for your friend, Sarah. Sarah? I know Sarah. Well, Sarah is turning 5, and it is Sarah's birthday soon, and we are going to give her this gift. Ara went off and sat in a corner by themselves and thought, wait, I have a birthday that's mine, and Sarah has a birthday that's hers. Huh. And of course, Ara was filled with questions. Daddy, do you have a birthday? Grandma, do you have a birthday? And asked and found out that everyone has a birthday. And that there's this whole collection of people who have a day to celebrate. That year also, Ara started being invited to birthday parties and celebrations. And it was weird at first to go because Ara didn't know what to expect. How many gifts would they get? They had to give gifts? Was it going to be at their house or somewhere else? How would it work? There were some pretty amazing things, though, as Ara started to understand how this whole party thing worked. There was one birthday that was so cool. The child's favorite color was green and their favorite animal were frogs. And they played games of leapfrog. There were little kiddie pools to hop between. It was so cool. But when Ara daydreamed, it didn't really make sense that Ara's birthday would have those things because Ara's favorite colors were red and yellow and blue. And Ara's favorite animal was an armadillo. But it still was so much fun to go to. And Ara wondered if maybe their next birthday wouldn't be as cool, wouldn't be as fun. And at the same time, if they took all of the things they loved about the other birthday parties they went to and put them into their birthday, it wouldn't really be theirs. It's hard and confusing. And Ara was very lucky that they had parents to say, okay, we're going to decorate for your party. We'll plan your party. Your next birthday isn't for months, and you're only turning 5. You don't need to do the planning. Whew, Ara thought. And throughout that year, birthdays became more and more special. Whether it was Ara's or someone else, it was always amazing to hear that someone somewhere was celebrating. Ara's big brother told them that every day is somebody's birthday. That was a pretty amazing thought. But it was also a sad thought because that meant that there were parties that Ara wasn't invited to. And at first that was hard. But then they realized that it wouldn't have been much fun to go to a party of someone who wasn't part of their community. They wouldn't even understand things. But the parties they were invited to was awesome. It was amazing to be welcomed into someone's home or someone's favorite playground and park. It was amazing to see what someone's treat was that they picked for their birthday, if it was cake or pie or stew, which their friend Benji chose, and that was a little strange, but the stew was delicious. And there was also parties that just the adults went to. And partway through that year, there were parties on Zoom, parties that were on computer screens with games and decorations in the background and loud singing together. And sometimes there were gifts and there weren't. But Ara held those birthdays in their heart, the ones you're not invited to and the ones they were invited to. And by the time it came around to Ara's 5th birthday, they were so excited to celebrate it and share it with everyone because it felt amazing. It felt like community and it felt like belonging. And that made Ara pretty powerful. Just like you all. You are all so very, very powerful and so very loved.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. It is the time when we share the joys and sorrows of our community. Being together, it is good to share, to support each other, and to connect. Please write any joys or sorrows or what you want your community to know about. Please put your name at the beginning so I know who it is. And if you want it to be private, only to me and not to be shared, please put the word private at the beginning and send it to just panelists so I can hold it in my heart. While you're entering your joys and sorrows, let me mention a few in our world. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the sorrow in Nashville with the terrible explosion and the carnage and the destruction that was caused through that event. I'd also like to acknowledge that Reverend Anthony Johnson lost his beloved Uncle Jimmy this week. We found that out at our racial justice meeting. And I'd also like to acknowledge the joy it was to sing with my daughter and my wife this week. Let me see what we got. Caitlin Gasper shares a joy. Our daughter Margaret turns 4 on the 29th. Happy birthday, Margaret. Oh, and a joy. Our pianist, beloved Mary Coda, had her baby girl Chloe, I believe, on December the 23rd. From Stewart, it's been 1 year yesterday since my mom passed at age 93. May her memory go on forever. This is from Nabi and Jiri, and we're going overnight backpacking for the first time today. That should be fantastic. And this is from Nancy McCarron. Happy birthday to the banjo man, Dave Bellama, 77 years young today. Happy birthday, David. Let me see. Francis shares a joy that Malcolm turns 19 on the 29th. 19, jeepers. Oh. Ann Lackey shares that my oldest friend barely survived a ruptured aorta. Oh my goodness. Sherry Stafford would like to share a joy. Her daughter Heidi has made a turn towards healing from COVID. It takes a while to heal from this, but so grateful for this turn to better health. Thanks for all the prayers. And also from Brad Chapman, he shares a sorrow. His beloved Aunt Rita, who is 73, and her partner Randy, age 81, both contracted COVID and have moderate symptoms isolating at home in Massachusetts. Both have serious underlying health conditions. Please remember them in your prayers. Also, my 2 close friends from Chandler both have COVID-19. They're doing okay in isolation at home. see. Laurel Harden shares, I'm delighted to share that I spent my first Christmas dinner with my son, daughter-in-law, and grandson, Matthew. I bet that was wonderful, Laurel. And this is from John. It said, it's sad that daughter Marianne couldn't visit her mom in Wisconsin this Christmas season because Wisconsin is on lockdown. But people are staying safe so they can be well and it will be better next year. That's from John Williamson. Let's see what else we got. From Amy Miskell, Stephen turns 63 on the 19th. Happy birthday coming up, Stephen. Rose Pasco shares a joy. Our dog Ellie has finished her heartworm treatment and we can start letting her run around to her heart's content. That's great. And this is from Patia Malas. Athea, my friend, Michelle lost her brother a few days ago. Please keep her and her family in your thoughts. Yay for Ellie from Jazz. Let's see if I miss anything. It's always the part I'm the most cognizant of how I can make a big mistake. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. And as always, there are those joys and sorrows that are too close to the surface to share. And we hope that you find peace and comfort in the thoughts that we're sending your way regardless. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I got to say this one. The UU choir musicians did a fantastic job on Christmas Eve. Oh, my God. It was incredible. The Christmas Eve service was. Oh, okay. I invite you to a time of meditation and prayer. Please center yourselves. Put your feet on the floor if you wish to settle in place. Take a few deep breaths. Amen. Blessed be and Ashe.
Umoja, Umoja, Kujichagalia, Kujichagalia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Nia, Kumba, Imani. One more time. Umoja, Umoja, Kujichagalia, Kujichagalia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Nia, Kumba, Imani. Happy Kwanzaa from the Kirkland Morgans.
Thank you for all of that. So my reflection is a shorter one that I might normally do. I actually had to look up Kwanzaa on the internet. I am one of the many people that did not know what it meant or where it came from, except I knew that it was from Africa. And now that I know a lot more about it, both from reading and of course from this service and from talking with Sam and Anthony, I feel like it is just a perfect fit for Unitarian Universalists and UUCP. It was designed as a holiday to be inclusive of other holidays, other people. I mean, truly just an open arms and open heart kind of intent and push that has not even been around for that long. And for me, this is really important because I, like many of us, struggle every day. I am some days depressed and angry and all of those feelings that go along, I guess, with a pandemic. But in this moment, I am truly inspired by Sam and Anthony and Benji and Katie and Brad and everybody working on this call, and Reverend Dance from afar, because I have a theater background. So I see in the arts world a lot of people trying to be inclusive in their work. I don't often see it in people's daily lives. That inclusiveness that I think, Kwanzaa represents. And but that changes when I'm here with these people and the Unitarian Universalists and UUCP. That's the one only group I know. These are real people. These are people who I feel like welcome me no matter what, no matter how I'm doing. So I'm grateful for Kwanzaa giving us this example of how to include in a radical way, and I'm grateful for UUCP for living it.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours.
Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, 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 glory.
Oh.
If you're black and you're proud, hands up. If you wanna make a change, I'm my leader, stand up.
Look, I'm tired of seeing my people on the news, texting my friends, hoping they're okay too.
And yeah, we get that all lives matter, but I get to choose the color of my skin, so how does that matter? Your job is to serve and protect me, so where's the protection? Not only dying from racism and COVID infections.
Can't get snacks like Trayvon, get some sleep like Rihanna. The more they kill us off, we're losing our mothers and fathers.
Listen, when will enough be enough? I shouldn't be afraid that I'm next to go in handcuffs.
Look, it's time to team up and stop the cruelty.
My border's up and I see him walking towards me.
Walking, yelling no justice, no peace.
Kneeling until my people reach equality.
One day, when the glory comes, it'll be ours, it'll be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Glory, glory, glory,
Now the war is not over, victory isn't won. We'll fight on to the finish, then when it's all done, we cry glory, oh glory, oh glory, oh glory. We'll cry glory, oh glory.
Something must be done as soon as possible. And if we come together, we're unstoppable. If you're red, white, yellow, green, or blue, this isn't just our fight, nah, it's yours too. More than being enslaved like my ancestors. It's time that we expose the country's transgressions. We're the future, not the past. It's time to steal the present. Unity is what we're wishing for as a present. We doing Zoom calls, protests, rallies, and more. The bigger we are in numbers, yeah, we can even the score. The year is 2020, let us make that clear. This the last generation they mess with fear. And when we get old, the stories will be on repeat. Fighting for our rights and mass and trying to keep 6 feet. With my hand in yours, we'll get our justice and peace. Fists up, it's time to come together on our own streets.
One day, when the glory comes, it'll be ours. It'll be ours. Ooh, one day, when the war is won, we'll be strong. We'll be strong. Glory.
See the war, it isn't won.
Fight on, fight on.
We'll cry glory.
Glory.
Oh, glory. Hey.
We'll cry glory.
Oh, glory. Say glory.
We need to stand together so we can be one.
Greetings and blessings, everyone. I welcome you in the name of the ancestors upon whose shoulders I stand, and I welcome you in the name of all that is holy and sacred for you. I am the Reverend Anthony Mtuaswa Johnson, and it is indeed a pleasure and an honor to share this space with you on this beautiful day, here on the ancestral land of the First Nations people, wherever you may be. I'd like to share the opening words that come from the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Dublin, Ireland. They resonate with me so, and I quote, "We do not ask what you believe or expect you to think the way that we do, but only that you try and live a kind and a helpful life with the dignity proper to that of a human being." So welcome all who believe that religion is wider than any sect and deeper than any set of opinions. Welcome all who might find in our friendship strength and encouragement for daily living. End of quote. So today's sermon is about Kwanzaa, family, community, and culture. Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a non-religious holiday celebrated from December 26th through January the 1st. Its origins come from the first harvest celebrations from the continent of Africa, the birthplace of humanity. A continent of over 50 countries, some 4,000 languages, and thousands of years of history. Africa, my friend, is not a country. Now, the name Kwanzaa itself is derived from the phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits in Swahili. Swahili is a Pan-African language and the most widely spoken language on the continent. And I might add, it's also where I get my African name, Mtuaswa, which in Swahili translates to mean natural man. So the first fruit celebrations are recorded all the way back in antiquity to the time of ancient Egypt and Nubia. And they appear in today on the continent in Ashanti land and in Yoruba land. Kwanzaa builds on 5, can we say, fundamental activities, again borrowed from the continental African celebrations. Those 5 are, one may sound familiar, if not all, ingathering, reverence, commemoration, recommitment, and celebration. The 5 building blocks, if you will. So we would say a time of gathering of the people to reaffirm the bonds between them. It is a time of special reverence for the Creator and for all of creation. A time of reverence for the Creator and all of creation. A time of commemoration of the past in pursuit of its lessons and in honor of its models of human excellence, whom we call the ancestors. It is also a time of recommitment to our highest cultural ideals in our ongoing effort to always bring forth the best in African cultural thought and practice. And of course, it is a time of celebration of the good. To celebrate the good of life and of existence itself, the good again of family, of community, and of culture. The African American branch of this old African tree is rooted in the history and the culture. Kwanzaa has been recreated and expanded beyond the ancient tradition, and it bears both characteristics of the African continent as well as the African American experience. It draws from the cultures of many, many various African peoples and is celebrated by millions of Africans throughout the world. Why? I ask why. Why do these various African peoples celebrate Kwanzaa? I dare say because it speaks not only to African Americans in a special way, but also to Africans as a whole, and its stress again on family, community, and culture. Let us take a look at the symbols. Let us begin with the mkeka, the mat. This is symbolic of the foundation on which we build our tradition and our history. There is the kanara, the candle holder. This is symbolic of our roots, our parent people. There is the mazal, the crops. They are symbolic of African harvest celebrations and of the rewards of productive and collective labor. We have the kikombe cha umoja, the unity cup. This is symbolic of the foundational principle and practice of unity, which makes all else possible. There is the wadi, the gifts. These are symbolic of the labor and the love of parents and the commitments made and kept by the children. And muhindi, the corn. Speaking of children, muhindi, or the corn, is symbolic of our children and our future which they embody. You see, in traditional African culture, a person's value,
Yes, his or her wealth is not measured in dollars, but in their children. The Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles. These are symbolic of the 7 African values. Each candle stands for a particular value. These 7 African values are Umoja, unity. Kuji Chakulia, that's just the way we talk, I love that word. Kuji Chakulia, self-determination. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Ujama, cooperative economics. Nia, purpose. And Kuumba, creativity. And our 7th principle is Imani, which is faith. These are the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa was established in 1966 by Dr. Maulana Ram Karinga in the midst of the Black Freedom Movement, the Black Liberation Movement, and thus reflects its concern for cultural groundedness in thought and in practice. It is an expression of recovery and reconstruction of African culture, which was happening during the time of the Black Liberation Movement of the 1960s. It was founded by, again, Ron Karinga and his organization called US. Special shout out to US, for they are the founding organization of Kwanzaa and the current keeper of the tradition. Personally, I've been celebrating Kwanzaa since the late 1960s, and it continues to warm my heart. And it challenges me to live out these principles, these values every day. Let me share some interesting facts about Kwanzaa. The colors of Kwanzaa, red, black, and green, are a reflection of the Pan-African movement, representing unity for peoples of African descent. The black is for the people, red for the noble blood that unites all people of African descent, and green for the rich land of Africa, the motherland. Stamp that. Yes, the first U.S. postage stamp to commemorate Kwanzaa was issued in 1997. Since that time, there have been 5 designs released since, again, 1997. The most recent being in 2016. Kwanzaa also celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2016. Kwanzaa carries, lest we forget, a universal message. Though rooted in African culture, people from all racial and ethnic backgrounds are welcomed to join in the celebration of Kwanzaa. Ah yes, that number 7. That may resonate with some of you UUs out there, because we have 7 principles as well. So I've shared the 7 principles in the primary symbols of Kwanzaa. The poet in me would like to take some license and share the UU 7 principles. They are: number 1, inherent worth. Number 2, justice, equity, and compassion. Number 3, acceptance and spiritual growth. Number 4, honoring the search for truth and for meaning. Number 5, which may be so so necessary in our current state of affairs. Honoring the democratic process in all of our affairs. Number 6, the goal of world community. Yes, the beloved community. And number 7, respect for the independent, dare I say, excuse me, the interdependent web of life. Or as I like to say, everything is everything. For me, there is a resonance between the 7 principles of Kwanzaa and the 7 principles of Unitarian Universalism. Another important element that many of us may not know is that Kwanzaa was funded by our association. Yes, it was the Unitarian Universalist Association that provided the initial research funds to Maulana Ron Karenga, out of which he developed and created what we call today and know as Kwanzaa. There really is no way to understand and appreciate the meaning and the message of Kwanzaa without understanding and appreciating its principles. They are profound and pervasive with their concern for values and for principles. In fact, I believe Kwanzaa's reason for existence, its length of 7 days, its core focus, and its foundation are all rooted in its concern with principles. Dare I say, lived out principles. There's an old African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, let's go together. So let us go together. May it be so for all of us. Blessed be. Amen. Ashe.
It's a pleasure to have you with us again, Anthony. We miss you. I mean, we miss each other too. It's a crazy time, but it's really good to have you with us. No, I'm not going to keep playing that. Let's see. Let's go here. The last principle of Kwanzaa, Imani, means faith. And Reverend Anthony asked me to lead a song here with you about faith. It's the great Curtis Mayfield song, People Get Ready. It draws on the language of the church, including some terms we don't always use in Unitarian Universalism, like sin and the kingdom of God, to communicate about a deep hope and faith in the future. And I think regardless of the language, each of us can appreciate that. So the lyrics will be in the chat. You're welcome to sing with me. Oh, people get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to keep the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. So people get ready for the train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key, open the doors and boredom. There's hope for all among those loved the most. And then let's take it up here. There ain't no room, there ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to save his own. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner, for there is no hiding place against the kingdom's throne. So people get ready, there's a train a-comin'. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Thanks all.
This reading features the words of the great author James Baldwin. If we do not dare everything, the fulfillment of that prophecy recreated in the Bible in the Song of a Slave is upon us. God gave Noah the rainbow sign. No water, fire next time.
So our service is concluded. You are now invited to join us for a coffee hour where we will meet in a large group and in smaller groups. The rooms are posted in the chat, or will be here, and they will also be up on the final slide in the screen. If you just stay tuned there. To all the visitors and everyone watching, we hope you will join us. We are a friendly bunch.
And as a reminder, please, please, please check on each other, check in on each other. It's important, it's critical. It's how we maintain our humanity. Amen. Blessed be and Ashe. Go in peace, go in love.